Rise and shine, Dota 2 gamers. Here we are. More Eastern European Dota 2 action coming your way for the DPC as we get ourselves into Virtus.pro against Darkside, our first series of the day, Trent.
Yes, and I'm very excited because I couldn't find my water bottle earlier, and now I see it on the camera.
Success!
So that's great. Thank you. Stay hydrated, guys. That is awesome because I was starting to get thirsty. I swear I had it. Like looking all over my desk, I had coffee, but no water. So we're good now.
It's like that. There's a perfect spot there between the red,
right?
the red thing and a map. Just put it on the shelf. It looks good. That's some beautiful water bottle there.
Well, so I did pick it up at the playground when no one picked it up after 3 days after taking my kids there. So.
Oh yeah, freebie.
Yeah. Hey, it's all. I don't know. It's nice stainless steel. It's like I'm not letting this thing go in the garbage. Come on, guys. We've got to save the planet.
Keep it in safe hands.
All right, is that you guys are here for something else? Actually, I know what you guys are here for because I opened up the Twitch chat earlier, and the first message I saw was from Jeppa. Shoutouts to Jeppa, and it said "Race for Division 2 incoming." Seems good, and I had a good chuckle because that that could be what we're doing here today.
It looks like it. I mean, today, we've got two series for me and you. We've got this one first, Darkside against VP, down at the bottom of the table. Darkside have won a single game out of their 3 series and are 0-3 up against Hellraisers, Hydra, and Na'Vi, which is not a good sign when the 2 teams that have come up from Div 2 are stomping you. And then VP have played 1 series, 0-2, as they lost out to Hellraisers, which is no great surprise. HR, major performing team, top 3 last tour, and probably top 3 of this tour as well, the way things are going. So it feels like this is the time for VP, with 1 series only played, this is the time for them to be like, okay, buckle down. We need to get some wins. And Darkside looks like a prime target right now, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, these are the ones you frankly just have to win them. Like, if you have any hope right now, you have to win this as Virtus.pro, right? Because, do you really want to have to be banking on wins later when you're going against, Team Spirit and BetBoom,
Nah.
Come on. Although, who knows about BetBoom, right? Obviously, we're still in the mystery for them. But they're slowly cleaning their way back up to their former glory. So we'll see if they can hold together. And it's funny because I remember FNG was recently off a team, or if I recall, he was doing a lot of streaming, and because I saw all of his threads kept popping up where people were translating what he was talking about. And I know one of the players that he was praising a lot was Ducalis.
Oh,
and so it's kind of interesting that now he's come in and replaced him.
Yeah,
after not playing Dota for almost a year since he was on CIS Rejects.
Yeah, I think that guy's really good. He's performed very well, and his slot looks nice. So I'll just
because he was often talking about, because I remember he was making direct comparisons between Ducalis and I think it was Kuro. I think he was watching some Nigma games. He was talking about how Ducalis was just so active on the map, and he really made his opponents think. And he seemed to be very in tune with the meta at the time. And of course, at the time, several people had made comments about Kuro seemingly being out of the meta about laning and everything. And I just remember that thread really sticking with me because I went back, I watched that replay, I watched what Ducalis was doing, and I was like, you're right. He is making a crazy amount of chaos, and the amount that he is burdening the enemy team is incredible for a 5. It's wow, great insight, FNG. And then he just goes and takes his job. So what's up with that, man?
That's not fair.
Yeah.
Give it back. Yeah, of course they got Kiritich in to replace Krillaz. So I guess the VP still trying to figure themselves out, find their own rhythm. But yeah, up against Darkside should be it should be a smooth ride for them. From what we've seen from Darkside, what we know VP are capable of, especially in the solid hands of FNG. And then later on, we do have BetBoom against Hellraisers as we jump from bottom of the table to top of the table. So definitely a hype one later on down the line. But it looks like the lobbies got underway. Draft is ready. So game 1 of this best of 3, Darkside against VP, ready to go. And what are we expecting, Trent? Any call-outs for first phase bans or picks?
Well, I know things have been shifting a little bit. I like to keep my pulse on the regions to see what everyone's up to for the heroes. I feel like the bans have been the things that I'll watch some region and be like, you guys ban this hero? I feel like the bans can vary all over the place, but in the end, we kind of filter down to the same couple. Obviously, Brood is still one that, I'm kind of looking towards here. I feel like that's a pretty simple. I mean, look already. When Nature's Prophet and Edge taken out of the pool.
Yeah, that's a curious one. I mean, Seneko, Roger, both very good Ench players, but Definitely expecting the Broodmother ban to come out. It used to be a hero that's like, does the enemy have a specialty Brood player? Now it's just their offlaner has practiced Brood. You know, it's happened. It's that kind of hero.
You need to be threading with this hero. Some teams still don't, which is really bad. But like you have to, because I remember one of the things
Like
I noticed
Spirit,
was
right?
like, yeah, exactly. We were just talking about that the other day. That was their main problem. Like when you actually look at the stats of how much Brood has been played since she's now become like Brood, the number of people playing her in pubs is just not even comparable. Like before, she was still, even when she was like broken for Brood players, she wasn't picked that much. Right now, like when she got good, everyone was just spamming Brood. It was like, oh yeah, this is easy now. I don't have to care so much about spiders in lane. This is all whatever. We got the new changes to the micro. But the other hero I want to bring up was Death Prophet, because Darkside picked her both times in the last 2 games. And she was being picked up first phase, I think first overall in the they're just gonna ban it in some of the Western Europe games. And I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, is it the flex that makes it work? It was OG who's trying to make it work. I'm not that high on DP. I'm curious to see a good DP game.
See, I think therein lies the problem, and I think that it was something that a lot of teams struggled with pre-major as well, was using DP as like an anchor hero, right? Like you're right in everything you're saying. It's like flexible in the first phase. You can pick her early on. You can put her into like 4 different roles. She's good at making your draft easy to execute. DP drafts feel like they play themselves in a lot of regards, but as soon as it hits that first hurdle where she doesn't get to kill a hero or push a tower with exorcism, and now she's on a 2-minute timer, teams she is like the epitome of being figured out as a hero and as a strategy. It feels like, people bring 5 heroes to their safe lane tower to defend it, kill the DP, and then her game falls apart.
Yeah. And I think she's second most banned after Brood right now across all the Division 1s. So everyone's believing in the hero. When she does get picked, she's sitting at around a 50% win rate, which isn't terrible considering you have to like first phase her anyway. But the other most banned hero still makes it through. So welcome, Broodmother.
Oh yeah.
She similarly only picked, this will only be the 30th game of Brood compared to the 159 bans in Division 1 so far. And she's sitting around 50% as well. But obviously, Virtus.pro were expecting this because they instantly go Slark Disruptor. No time used at all. What was that? Oh, Bruja. It's from Roger. It's Roger spamming it from Balrog Esports. You guys probably can't hear it, but I thought it was saying Brood.
Brood, yeah. Yes. I hear it.
He's a genius.
That's good stuff. What were you talking about before?
Brood, Death Prophet, it's fine. The draft is going
DP.
as expected. We got ourselves a first phase disruptor in the best disruptor region in the world, which is Eastern Europe, of course. They've always been the best disruptor players, so pretty annoying to play against as a Brood. You get hit by the old Thunderstrike. They can see you, glimpse back. Very frustrating. Oh my goodness!
Virtus.pro's turn to bat.
Early OD pick. I mean, okay, so first off, the Disruptor, very good. Like you said, in the region. Slark, also spectacular hero. We've seen him used against Broodmother in particular in a number of roles. Like you think back to mid-Brood, we used to have the mid-Slarks. Just being able to pounce and leash the Broodmother to allow damage to come through from like follow-up TPs and stuff always feels very nice. Yeah. And you're unlikely to die to Brood once you hit level 6. You're going to have a decent time. OD, Sanity's Eclipse against Slark is like a one-hit kill mechanism. This is something where Slark has to think about BKB's second item or I die.
It's like the old Morphling too. I saw this thread at the start of my day. It said it's beyond OD fatigue. I have OD exhaustion. That's currently the top thread on the Dota subreddit. Glad it wasn't about Owen. So OD Pixel's safe. But I'll just read you guys the first paragraph in case you missed it, because I think it's very apt here. Every game it's the same. As soon as I load in, I look for that cursed creature that looks like the generic villain of every B-grade 90s fantasy novel and ban him. Every game he gets through. And as soon as he does, I can hear the repulsive sound of flapping chins as 2 tons of gamer gunked man flesh locks in. It's another OD game.
It is another OD game.
Darkside Sineko was just like on the subreddit this one. He's like, yeah, all right.
We'll take it.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
He very annoying here to deal with, right? Especially with his shard, saving people, getting people out of danger.
What is that shard? Like, what is going on there? Oh, wait. Is this the interaction that's bad for OD? Am I dumb? Isn't there a thing
Which-
like if you're
Oh, with
glimpse?
glimpse. Yes, you're right. Yes.
Yes. So he should not buy shard.
He should not buy shard if he
Possibly.
wants to save people from glimpse. Yeah.
So basically, because the shard, for you guys out there, if we're correct here, because I think we are, the shard allows you to move in the astral imprisonment now. It's very, it's a reduced movement speed, but you can sort of try and escape a little bit while you're astral. If you're glimpsed while you're astral and the glimpse ends, you would stay in place. That it's like a counter. You can save people. It's kind of like trying to use a Kunkka X to save people from a glimpse. However, I believe if you have the shard, you will still be glimpsed to the location since you can now move.
5 seconds.
Yep.
remaining.
Yeah. So it might not be good to buy shards this game as OD,
Virtus.pro's turn
Might
to
not be,
pick.
no.
or it might still be good. Who knows? Maybe
Maybe
it
they
might
fixed
still be
it.
worth it depending on who the carry is. Yeah, who knows? That's also a classic, the shadow. Although I don't even know if that would be a fix. What's the correct interaction here?
Oh, just a buff then? Or a nerf? I don't know.
10 seconds.
Just change it a little
remaining.
bit.
Team pick.
Tiny, tiny, tiny. So we're looking at what? Tiny 4, Disruptor 5? And they're trying to fight. I don't know. They know their lane matchups, right? They know it's Brood +1 against Slark Disruptor. They don't know what they're heading into in the off lane, so they're trying to fish for information with this kind of
10
generic
seconds
tiny pick, yeah?
remaining.
Yeah, and it could be tiny mid theoretically since they have last overall if it
5
looks
seconds
good. But I
remaining.
guess it's probably an OD mid, so
Radiant team pick.
maybe not. Although I guess that's not true. It could also be an OD side lane, but then we get real funky.
Yeah, things get interesting then.
Yeah, but we have a Hoodwink, so typically a good hero versus Broodmother. How is it versus Slark? It's like
10
kind of
seconds
okay, I
remaining.
guess, as long as someone else gets the stun.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, initiating from Fog feels good against Slark.
Yeah.
Like, scurry around in the trees, get the catch on him.
To pick.
Oh, hello. Is it carry a bad in time? Doesn't feel like there's a great amount of things to dispel the shield, so likely, right?
Yeah. Versus Slark too. That sounds kind of interesting though.
Huh.
10 seconds remaining.
It's like carry doesn't sound the best, but also support sounds worse because then you're
Yeah.
definitely
5
just
seconds
feeding.
remaining.
So I guess it probably is better to be the carry. And if you get the radiance, then the mischance comes into play.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing into Disruptor Slark, though, right? So you've got the chance later down the line of Static Storm with Silver Edge.
Radiant
Yeah.
team back.
Yeah,
So
so there's
it
definitely a
could-
chance you don't get off an ulti.
Yeah, it could be a little bit tricky. But then, if there's OD Astral to buy time, it's kind of a nice pairing. It's OD Abaddon. There's a lot of ways to save each other and keep
That's
each other
true.
in play.
Yeah. It's like stacking saves all over the place here.
Virtus.pro's
And they even have a
turn
chance with
to
the last
ban.
5 that could be a little savey as well here too. Could really like amp it all up, but the Zeus comes out. That'll be the mid laner versus the OD. Pretty chill. Keep your distance. Hit some creeps. Try not to get punished. Although
10
if you get
seconds
astral,
remaining.
actually I don't even know. When can
5
you die to
seconds
Meteor Hammer
remaining.
as Zeus?
When can you die to Meteor Hammer as Zeus?
Yeah, I'm just thinking like in terms of the. Sorry, I have to look at the OD timings here. Let's see. Pressing buttons. I misclicked. There we go. Oh,
8
World
minutes
Devour.
45.
8:45. So the Astral is at 2.5 seconds at level 2. So now the question is, what's? I don't actually know. Like,
You need
I'm trying
money
to
to
think
buy
how
the hammer.
reliable is the jump versus the hammer.
I see.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like OD isn't like a free Meteor Hammer on Zeus, unless your timing is like God tier, which maybe it will be.
What's the timing on Zeus's jump that you have to be moving before
Radiant
you?
team
Oh,
how do I
you're
phrase this?
right.
Like if you're standing still
Yes.
for 2.5
Yeah,
seconds,
yeah,
you don't move horizontally.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we might be all right then.
I'm doing all kinds of hand signals over here, trying to get my words out.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm just dabbing on camera by accident.
Well, why
I don't
prediction
know.
we can just
10
watch,
seconds
so we'll see how
remaining.
that goes. And
Oh yeah.
double offlaners banned out there
5
in the
seconds
Doom and the
remaining.
Lycan. Lycan would have been a pretty cool pick. Pretty annoying for OD, annoying for ABBA, not great for Brood.
Shapeshifted Slark seems real nasty.
Oh yeah, get ourselves an egg. Man, that'd be
Radiant
nice.
team pick.
Oh, out goes the Chen. Like we're assuming Roger Hoodwink, so this last hero probably Suneko's one.
Yeah, I'd say those are solid bans. Makes the most sense.
Yeah. It's even like, 'cause you want a range support. I don't know about your
Virtus.pro's
oracles, your shadow
turn.
demons feel a bit... Okay, Jakiro is the safe, solid one, right?
Okay. Some more control in the fights as well with like ice paths
Decent.
versus Slark and stuff. It's pretty annoying.
Yeah. I'm just looking at this and thinking Darkside need to hit their timings around Abaddon with his Radiance, assuming that's where he's going.
10
And
seconds remaining.
they look very good if they're the ones to get the jump with, like, Bushwhack into
seconds
Ice Path,
remaining.
Astral to set things up. They can maybe struggle with that follow-through damage and chasing people, because you're still going to be up against this Slark, this tiny Zeus with maneuverability, items and abilities. Whereas VP, if a fight starts, VP have so many responses. Glimpse back to save, Kinetic Field, Static Storm, Tiny Blink, Avatos, Zeus ult to scout people out, do damage, and they're only 4 heroes in. They've got 1 more to go.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what's the offlaner hero that can buy Meteor Hammer that doesn't get owned here? Because, like, they need tower pressure. So, like, another has to be an offlaner that buys Meteor Hammer and an offlaner that just, like, takes the tower naturally anyway
Yeah.
and
Can you not
allows
just
you
go-
to take objectives.
Can you not just go Tide?
Well, that's the one I was thinking too. But then I was wondering, like, I literally have the Tide page open right now. I'm trying to think, like, does he get owned though? I'm worried about like the OD rotation, and then you also, it's like into core ABBA, which I think is kind of bad too, because you can always just pop ulti after Ravage.
And your lane partner is a Tiny. I mean, Bat. Can you Bat against Shield? Yeah, okay. DK.
And then, like, I feel like Timber would be best, but they have an OD.
Ooh, I like
Now
that.
select your hero.
Oh, interesting.
I like that. Snap Tiny Lane, adding even more damage. So yeah, whenever Darkside want to get a catch on someone, like, okay, you catch someone, and all of a sudden you've got all of this AoE teamfight damage from VP staring at you from across the river or something.
Their
Yeah, note to
tower
snap.
pressure is still a little weak, though, I will say, because I don't even know,
VP?
like, when you'll get the little shredder. Yeah, for VP.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, little shredder does help. There's no doubt. But, like, man, they do not hit towers. Like, at least you have, like, ABBA and Brood. Like, they really hit towers, actually. ABBA, Brood, Jakiro even help out a little bit.
That's true. Yeah, Darkside can play very quickly. I just have this feeling that VP have the kind of draft where they can say, screw the first 20 minutes. As long as we don't, like, lose our throne in 20 minutes, we'll be okay to take, you know, those couple of mid-game team fights to secure a rush for Slark, get some stacks up, buy BKBs, and just team fight. Like, every team fight, I'm looking at this and thinking VP have the upper hand no matter what happens.
Yeah,
But
I think
I often
think the
underestimate Broodmother.
Yeah, fair. I also think the consistency of those fights is going to be, like, super key for Virtus.pro. I agree, they should win them. But, like, if they make enough mistakes, then that's the problem to me, I guess. Because, like, you have to win, like, twice as many fights for every objective. Is what this lineup says to me. Otherwise, maybe they'll just go for trades, because the trades are, like, less friction for Darkside. Maybe they'll just be like, oh, we don't have to fight top because I can just push bottom and mid at the same time. But hopefully they don't give up too much space for free, because I think Virtus.pro, again, should be, like, really fighting tooth and nail for every inch.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens as we get ourselves into game 1. But before that, a quick message from one of our sponsors.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600. Cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Welcome back. Here we are, game 1 underway, as we have both teams smoked up, getting towards the river, and looking for these early obs ward placements. We'll find out if VP can get an edge here at the start of this series. This is a must-win game, never mind series for Darkside, because they need some kind of morale boost after their first couple of series. Need to get something done here. We're already a D ward for noticed.
Looking very serious here.
All right,
This
they're
is
all
good.
locked in.
Faces are very focused, you know?
Look at Seneko and Roger.
It's a good day for some Dota. That's what I'm seeing. All right. Well, our Blizzy's up here just kind of checking things out, seeing what's going on over the rune. Says 2 heroes. Okay, no thank you. I'm gone.
Yeah, happy to see Blizzy back, you know, in the mainstream. You think back to when you used to play with Zayats on MVP Reborn?
And Vega, I think, too.
Vega, yeah, no life. He played for, I mean, Blizzy played for Na'Vi. I don't know if that was with Zayats or not. Yeah, he's been around this, man, and he's looked very good through his career. Kind of struggled to find that, that lane partner or that team that really secures him a bit of fame, a bit of notoriety. Maybe here on Darkside.
Yeah, I don't know, he was a fun guy to watch. The brawlers, the axe, the Blizzy axe, going a little ham there,
Axe and Centaur, two of his big ones. And now the Brood Mother.
I'd say,
how I feel about that.
Yeah, playing Hoodwink, pretty happy, I would say, to have a Brood in your lane, She gives you all the space you need. Has that, like, little bit of kill threat, too. But because Brood is just, like, such a focal point in the lane, gives you a lot of room to just, like, dance around on the Hoodwink. And also, Disruptor, a classic, one of the just worst heroes in 2v2s a lot of the times. He's way better now, I will say, with like Glimpse doing damage and everything, but when you're trying to put more and more points into Glimpse, you don't really want to put too many points in Thunderstrike or Kinetic. It can be a bit rough.
Yeah, and it can be difficult to figure out kind of the little power spikes in lane that you have as Disruptor, because there's so many things you want to be doing as a POS 5. You want to be pulling, stacking, dragging wave, harassing, trying to make sure that your opponents aren't pulling. But then, similar to like a Crystal Maiden, he's quite slow and sluggish. If he does get caught out defending the large cap, for example, he could die to a Hoodwink Brood Mother.
Yeah, very easily. But it's FNG, it's okay. So
he knows.
It's like the solo Disruptor, Got a couple good ones here.
Up against Roger though. These two guys, they've seen it all. And down that bottom lane, Jakiro Abaddon. Looks like Seneko just going to be bodyguarding and dizzying here. Making sure this tiny Snapfire don't get too much done in the first couple of levels. Because they're the ones expecting to, hit level 3 and really look for kill threat. But Jakiro's reasonably tanky. Abaddon's got the shield. So it could be like an unexpected laning scenario for the Dire here. As VP just trying to trade farm for the most part.
Yeah, the just general burnout here from the Jakiro has been very effective. So every time I look, just like, his mana's really burning down here, but he's hitting multiple heroes with a dual breath miss on that one, unfortunately, but overall just chunking all the health down. And it's a really interesting game to play Jakiro, because typically, you don't really see like, oh, it's a good Jakiro game, but I see Astral setups for Ice Paths. I see eventual Brood eggs. Like, whenever I think of good games for Jakiro, I think of like random stuns that I can follow up on with Ice Paths reliably in an engagement. And that's going to make your fight pretty good. And I see quite a few here.
Yeah, and even just adding in that little bit of tower damage to help out your Abaddon and your Brood feels good. Looks like that mid lane OD taking a pretty hefty beating from the Zeus, but now he's got his Ring of Health on the OD, so can sustain a decent amount. And who's this TP bottom bounty? Jakiro gonna take the bounty. No, Squad X grabs it. Doesn't want to stick around and fight. That's a waste of TP from Seneko. Nice attempt though. Like a second earlier, he would have had it.
Man, that's actually so disappointing. that ward too, like letting him know that was happening too. I wonder. Yeah, speaking of wards, there's been a great dire ward down here spotting like all of Seneko's movements as well, which is probably why he isn't like quite on the finish. All those little attempts. Oh, say you should get that courier. No, he's not. Okay.
Too far away.
No one's dead yet, Gary. They're all living.
Minutes in. Everyone is alive. Yeah, I mean, this Snap Tiny lane, they're about to hit 3 on Tiny, so they'll have the toss back. And there it is under tower. Seneko getting blasted. Ooh. Creep. Gonna bodyguard him. A melee creep tanks up the tower hits. Make sure the Jakiro stays alive. Nothing comes of that. Yeah, just what do you do? Like in this top lane, Broodmother's unkillable, Hoodwink's hiding in the trees, Slark and Disruptor are kind of happy with themselves not dying and getting a decent amount of farm on the Slark. Mid lane is Zeus against OD. No one's killing each other there. They've got regen for days. And then the one lane that's meant to kill is against an Abaddon Jakiro with infinite HP and mana.
Yeah, I'm wondering who's going to be setting the pace here. I guess it's probably Darkside, just because of the OD Meteor Hammer. I feel like the game will probably be dictated around that. Since it's like the simplest setup and like the most like frightening thing that'll be occurring anytime soon. Because if we, sometimes it's like, oh, who's hitting level 6? What's gonna happen then? Like Zeus hits 6, it doesn't really change that much. Ooh, the jump in place for Squadix there.
Yeah, having a crack. What's the timing on this Meteor Hammer? Like 500 gold away from it now, so 6 minutes 30 something.
Yep.
That's pretty quick.
And I mean, Roger rotates. It's pretty free at that point. Because you could even just do Astral into Bushwhack, Hammer there too. Lots of damage.
Radiant's middle tower.
And we're assuming Zeus is going to be the kill they go for?
I would think so.
Seems like the big one. And right now, about to hit 6 minutes in, so we see all of the little dots swarming towards the rune spots. Dire scan, spots Jakiro coming. Squadix and Sayush down bottom. FNG top, grabs the DD rune.
Dude. Okay. So much has happened there. Squadix I think he saw him plant that Observer Ward over there. I think he was watching his inventory. The way that Rebel moved over there when he went to go check for that DD. So not only did they just steal that DD, but I think they know that ward can do. Down bottom.
All the Abaddon, zapped by the Thunder God's Wrath, and there's your first blood. Zeus the one to take it. And that's down to these heroes all moving. Like Seneko went to guard runes. VP outmaneuvering Darkside. Finding that quick kill on the Abaddon is a big one.
Not the hero you expected to die first. This was more like who I was expecting to die first.
Disruptor, yeah. FNG. What's that DD rune doing for you now? The webs are coming. Roger and Blizzy over the top of the Disruptor. Wants the high five, but no one will give it to him. And Seneko, in the meantime, dying down bottom, trying to catch up to the Snapfire now. The Abaddon gives chase. And has another shield and a few more swipes with the sword. She'll finish off noticed. Don't think he can kill Sayush from full HP, so he'll go for the 1-for-1 trade.
Gotta be careful though. 0 armor. Episode's lane India with these phase boots. But I mean, the hammer's dropping already here in the mid lane. FNG's gonna TP to try and get something.
Cancel from Squadix though. Value point in the lightning bolt, but there's the Sanity's Eclipse. Clears out Disruptor. They need to jump away with the heavenly jump of the Zeus. Seneko and Roger both pivoting into mid lane to get a kill and the D ward. And this is where things start to build up for Darkside, like you were saying, around this Meteor Hammer of the OD.
It's very annoying that the enemy can stun it and cancel it though. However, like what's up with that? I thought this item was broken now.
And they've got quite a few ways to do it as well, don't they? Tiny Disruptor, Zeus, Snapfire. They've all got ways to cancel it one way or another.
Oh, they baited him so hard.
In from the back. Ice Path went over the top of the Zeus. Still alive though, Squadix with a Fairy Fire. He'll die inside the Astral. And FNG, some more collateral damage as Tiny comes in from the south. Kiritich Slark joining in, wants some stacks. Rebel a hit away from death, and FNG takes it. Make sure the OD dies while Roger has the Slark tossed upon him. But he'll slip away from danger now. So in the end, both mid laners dying.
Yeah, expensive rotations though for Virtus.pro. Having to like pull the Slark out of the lane. I guess probably wanted to anyway because of the brute. But that'll end any defense of the top. He starts like walking now.
Completely relinquished control of top lane, right? But Sayush is in again onto Roger. Thunder God's Wrath and Kiritich. He's there. No bonus stacks on him though. Wait, is that bugged or am I stupid?
I don't know.
Kiritich got the kill, and he was there for the OD kill as well, so I would have thought he would have 2 stacks. Observer also sees no stacks.
Was he broken somehow? That's not possible?
There's no sharpshooter yet, is there? No.
No, that's I got nothing.
Well,
I see the flag bearer creep.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing.
Weird.
Is it because
he didn't level it? Maybe he leveled it after he got the kill. I don't know. Surely not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, there was a Tundra game the other day where was it? I can't remember. There was someone there was a pause bug, and they lost their Slark stacks or something like that. But I don't think that's the case here.
I think it was a remake. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It was the remake. Gun's back on Rebel mid. Catch out the OD. Let's have a look. There we go. Permanent Agi 1.
I think I saw it said the flag bearer creep was the last hit in the console. They got the kill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it credited the Slark.
So he didn't hit it
Dire's top tower
within a timer?
is under attack.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
Radiant's
Well,
middle
the enemy is
tower
killed within
is
300
under
range of
attack.
Slark while having the S shift debuff. So he didn't land the killing blow, and he was outside the 300 range when it died. That must be
That's
what happened.
upsetting.
Yeah. It's the only explanation.
Yeah. Thank God for you and that combat log.
I tell you, that thing's the best.
Nobody else bothers touching that damn thing.
It's spooky. It's like Dat Dota. That's how I made my other career, you know? It's got in here with Dat Dota, I'm keeping it with the console log. Everyone else is just too scared.
I used to get scared when I open it and the game lags for like 5 seconds, hit refresh, hit update, like, oh God.
I got
Radiant's bottom tower is under
locked out
attack.
of the game at a LAN once from that.
No.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
very
that-
spooky.
That's why I don't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch it. Yeah.
Leave all the goodies to Trent.
Bless him on the death summary. It's my new friend now.
That's a good catch on bottom, but
Radiant's middle
Snapfire has a cookie and a mech. Oh, it's not going to be enough. Nice ice path from Seneca. Clear up the Snapfire, and with 3 heroes down here, it feels like they should be pressuring this tier 1. But at the same time, a bit of a go on the Broodmother.
FNG?
FNG is destroyed by the
blew up.
Spiderlings. This is the thing, you leave the Broodmother alone for like 2-3 minutes, she takes over your top jungle, towers down, there's not a lane you can play into anymore.
God, that was such a disruptor moment. You're just like there with the core and you just die. And they're just like, I thought we were doing things. Tough stuff. There's only 9 XP away from level 6 as well.
Oh, that's
Like
upsetting.
maybe could have done something, turned it into a, like you're by the outpost, who knows, but nothing.
Look at FNG drawing on the map, like, guys, this area, we need to come in. Protect me while I ward, please. That's a big courier
Ooh.
snipe, though. Mech down as
is.
Kiritich finds it. And VP, they are coming up top, so they're going to come here, try and maybe get some wards down to see the Brood, maybe kill the Brood. Oh, the micro from Blizzy. He sent Spiderlings everywhere, scouting the incoming danger. Thunder God's Wrath into Glimpse, traps the Brood inside the Static Storm. FNG still dying to Spiderlings, but Blizzy gets blown up by the kisses. The sharpshooter launched out from a mile away, and Roger snipes it.
Okay,
Yes.
Roger. Just steals one.
Nice, yoinks it away.
Rebel trying to figure out if he can get the hammer down here.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, he was waiting. Dude, this is
Wait.
so greedy.
We're just waiting for that lightning bolt. He's gonna get zapped and killed though. Ice path decent, astral as well. Always slowed by the toss of the tree, but Squadix is there with the damage.
You know, I really wish they had just glyphed when the hammer hit. That would have been perfect. Just to really cement it.
Radiant's
Stop.
middle tower
Go
is
away
under
from our mid tower.
Just leave it alone. It's like that old Leshrac thing, sitting in the trees with Diabolic Edict. Just hiding there, destroying buildings without being spotted.
But
Yeah,
yeah, the
and-
lightning bolt is becoming a problem because like he
Yeah.
is just committed to try and hit the tower with meteor hammer.
He's got BKB next item, he's had enough.
Although the Radiance is not that far away. I mean, 1100 gold isn't the easiest thing for a Abba to farm up, but Dizzy's getting there.
And once you've got the relic, it becomes a little easier with that bonus damage. He's basically running around with a DD right now.
Yeah.
165 per hit. Yeah, 2 taps to a range creep kills it.
Another hunt for this Broodmother. They're trying to pop this Pinata. But they're not going to find it on the loop round. Roger also using a ward here.
Oh,
Keep himself safe, but I don't know. We
Dire's
might get
middle
away
tower
with this
is
one.
under attack.
very sneaky. And look at all the Spiderlings again. Blizzy invades top jungle, scouts things out. Anyone up here? No? Nobody? Oh, hello. There's a snap fire. There must be more. If there's a snap here, there's more here. They want to be using that mech and the kisses to try and find team fights. Yeah, curious to see if
get mech.
Darkside
Here's
try and
Blizzy.
match this.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah, Blizzy's mech delivered. He's under a dire ward, though. Scouted, static stormed, and the kiss is landing. Still half health, though. Turns for FNG. They'll get the takedown on the Disruptor, but the Broodmother dragged back in. The grasp of Kiritich and Squadix too strong.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And it feels like FNG every day of the week is going to take a kill on Brood for one of his deaths. He might end up 0-15. I guess 1-15.
Radiant's top tower
But as long as he's
is
killing the
under
Broodmother,
right.
FNG's happy.
And unfortunately, Rebel not able to get involved in any of these engagements. Like, seems like some pretty decent situations where maybe he could have been there, trying to follow up, but just really focus on this mid lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bull gets messed up here from Seneko. It doesn't quite get the right angles. Not sure what happened there, unfortunately. Trying to get a lot of stacks set up here. Not able to do so, though, but the Radiance is nearly done. Sage just lurking bottom, about to steal the last bit of gold for a Blink Dagger here.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's pretty good. 16 odd minutes in for your Tiny. After a kind of passive laning stage as well. And this is a Tiny he's 1-0-5 now, but the start of the game was very slow for him. So nice to see that he got a bit of room to farm. I definitely was expecting Darkside to be pressuring towers a little more freely. But I guess this mid one has been defended with everything VP have. They've booted Brood out of that top jungle. But this is the timing that they're trying to play around as Darkside. Raddy on the Abaddon. Broodmother with this mech and closing it on the pipe. Trying to go top jungle again, but Seneko glimpsed into the slot while the Brood goes into the back of the squad X. Spiralings are annoying with Static Storm. Combo here with Sayush. Tiny looking to blow at the Brood, but the mech is there. And Hoodwink misses the bushwhack. Body blocking the Sharpshooter to keep Squad X healthy. They kill Jakiro and they nearly grab Roger. Nearly had him inside the kinetic field. Glimpse will drag him back again. Displacing the Hoodwink. Back into VP. And this was the worry. As soon as VP have this 5-man group up and they are team fighting in a 5v5 head-on-head clash, VP have the advantage no matter what. Sayush, he's in again. Avalanche toss into kisses. Just find another one.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Very explosive here from Virtus.pro. Just like punishing very hard with the Blink Dagger from Sayush. And they only have 3 heroes that are fighting on Darkside right now. You know, this whole time Rebel has been taking all these stacks that were set up in prep, which, you know, not the worst situation. Obviously, it is a lot of farm, but you take all this effort that was put in to try and knock down this mid tower here. Virtus.pro's, and now in one swing, they've got half it done here. Sage not even done. Misses the toss, though.
Oh, unfortunate. First death of the game for the Tiny incoming. And the OD's going to lap it up.
Radiant's top tower
That might be the tower, because now Radiant's Abba has arrived.
Yeah, they should be swarming this. Slog?
Gee, went the wrong way.
Oh,
That was
dear.
just free.
Where was he
He
headed?
thinks they have a ward. Classic.
Well, they do have a ward, but
They do
it's
have one at the river, yeah.
in the river, yeah. And one up on the high ground now. And that's the end of the tower, but denied by the Snapfire. That's well done. So this is where... Wait, are they just roshing?
We got Abba, baby. Let's go.
I guess so. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask, Abaddon level 10 talent. I would naturally take the 8 strength because strength is a stat. It feels good. Is this the normal talent to go for this character? Oh, hang on a second. That Thunder goes around and Sayush is in.
Oh,
They
no.
blow up Seneko. Roger's dead. Roshan attempt failing dramatically here for Darkside. Squad X with a dominating streak, and it's just handed to them on a silver platter as they walk into the pit after 3 huge kills. There's even a DD rune. Yeah. Oh, Sayush is looking for more under the ward.
The post-roach DD room, that's pretty painful. Yeah, I don't know why he went that talent. I was trying to figure it out in the lane, too. I'm not sure.
Do you know if it's the normal one?
Okay. No, it's not the normal one. At least not from what I've seen. Maybe it is in pro games. I mean, I haven't cast that many, but I know that, like, when I look at all the pubs, it's like, I think it's 70%. I'll check. Yeah, it's about 70%.
Yeah.
Plus 8 strength, taken
So
in like Dota 2 Pro Tracker.
That's like my gut read as, a noob pubber, but
Yeah,
maybe
I mean,
there's something here dizzying those.
It's right click and it's health. You know, it's hard to pass up.
Yeah. Like, what does the slow give you here? I guess they do struggle with chasing and continuing team fights. So once you have this Manta style and Curse of Avernus going, it can be really annoying.
Yeah. I can see it being pretty nice for sure.
It's like
oh my god, dude, that was the nerf. That was the nerf.
No way. Oh my
That
god.
was actually
they see
the
him.
nerf. Oh,
They
yeah.
see him. Tiny just walks up to him. Odie, what you doing? Loses his career, but the BKB is delivered. Doesn't want to use it. He's swapping items in and out as he dies.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, without a bad talent, I think something that I often think about when choosing talents is, can I buy this talent?
Yeah,
you can
same.
buy 8 strength, but I can't buy this Curse of Avernus buff.
We'll see if it ends up being a factor here. Right now, gonna need a lot more than that talent, I would say.
has fallen.
Get back into this one, because Squadix is done. Does he have an E-Blade?
I don't know, but he's jumping forward looking for Seneko. Blow him up. An E-Blade's nearly there, isn't it?
It is done. It is on the courier and arriving.
Oh, hell yeah. On top of Ether Lens?
Yeah, he's a 20-minute Aether Lens E-Blade with Shard. Holy shit.
Yeah, and look at the Slark as well. 11k net worth on him as Tiny. Getting picked off by Roger and Dizzying as they held a little ward spot. Slark has Aghanims as he disassembled that
Radiant's bottom
Echo
tower
Saber
is
into the
under
Mage
attack.
Slayer to help out against a bit of the magic damage coming his way. Now TPing top. Long pounds. Lands the second one. Trying to stack things up on this Abaddon and pop his ulti early while the rest of the team are filtering in. FNG should be able to catch up here, but he's being zoned out by the Broodmother. Still focusing the Abaddon. Slark and Snapfire launch the kisses. Static Storm's a bit of a whiff. FNG dies, but they get the Abaddon kill. Rebel with his BKB, aiming for Notice now, and a double for Blizzy. Not too bad for Darkside if they can keep this going. A 2-for-2 trade out. Blizzy keeps going for Squadix. Rebel, he throws the Sands Eclipse, but Curatich and Squadix is still up and running. Jakiro in trouble now. Hounded by the Slark. 3 for 4 as the Brood is the only survivor. Goes to the TP home. Seyush not able to get there in time.
Too strong. Just too strong. Plus 42 int right now for the old Slark. That did not look like a frightening ulti at all. You know? I was ready for some serious pain. Slark's like, nah, I got plus 42 int right now. I'm good. No real concerns here. I got a big old mana pool.
Yeah, it was fine.
Radiant are scanning.
I guess the cloak inside Mage Slayer as well. You know, if he gets a hit on the OD, that all adds up. And he was still holding Aegis. You know, he's got that second life
Yeah, that part's pretty good, I guess.
contingency plan.
What? Okay, so if I'm trying to get back in this game, I'm starting to think about their lack of push. I'm thinking about going high ground is bad for Virtus.pro. That is my focus point right now from Darkside.
Yeah, they have to.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah, even think tier 2 is good.
And they really have to wait for that second Roach to really make something happen. Abaddon's holding on to his ulti. Curatich wants to spend this Aegis just diving deep. Looking to force the borrowed time. Not going to get it done though. Seyush makes the jump. There's the borrowed time. Finally comes out into play. And a glimpse into the storm. Catches Abaddon again. So Slark is in once more. Looking for this continued long duration fight. Aiming for Dizzying, but not quite enough to finish him. And Rebel, oh, notice with the long range kisses. Lands it. Takes the Abaddon out, and this is on the doorstep of the Radiant base. VP is so strong they're winning fights hyper aggressively.
Notice is quietly kind of owning this game. I feel like the snipes with Mortimers have been awesome. I feel like there's a lot of efficiency people who hate his build with 3 empty slots, but you know what? He's hitting his spells, so I'm not
is
mad.
under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
3
Get
empty
some
slots
branches,
out there.
man. Come on.
Where's your
Radiant's
12
top tower
mangoes?
has fallen.
Yeah, come on. Maybe he's just been feeding them to Slark.
Yeah, just munching away. I mean, Tiny needs some as well at this point.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, an 8k lead. VP just plant themselves in the enemy entrance. Push into mid and top tier 2. This is just a waiting game for next Roshan for them. It's going to come down to some miracle fight from Darkside
Radiant's
because I
top
don't
tower is under attack.
I don't even rate their split pushing and map control. Like, okay, if they ball up and group for a tier 2, they look pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
I mean,
the fact that they have all this scouting. Like, how can you really, like, split the map? Even as Roger, it's not that easy. Because you can always just have, like, Zeus just, like, popping through the trees, even popping ultis, too, to help catch people. It is hard to get this pressure off of your base.
Yeah, Abaddon is scared. Usually as this hero, they face tanking everything. Does go back in to fight the Slog, but Curatich is out of there with a well-timed 4 staff from FNG. Get out. With what you've got, glimpse back the Abaddon. Yeah, give up this ward spot as well. As VP, you know you forced 5 heroes there, so you can spread the map a little wider now.
And there's the blink on OD. They're going for the hunt right now. This is their only chance. I mean, this Slark is 5 levels above your carry.
Oh god, really?
Yeah. So.
How?
Biga Slarka.
5-0-11 against 3-3-3.
230 last hits now as well.
He's a big boy.
He has 50 CS ahead of the next closest hero.
That was really dank in the mid lane. Seneca goes Ob Sentry, and like half a second later, FNG's there with Ob Sentry, but he gets scouted by the one that was just placed.
Boom roasted.
By the Jakiro, very upsetting. What's happening bottom? Has Odie caught someone? Oh, he misses his hammer. Oh dear. And the Yules from Sayush goes for the TP. He's out of there while in the mid lane. They're trying to catch Blizzy. Cookie lands, and Slark has pounces for days. Blizzy way out in the open gets taken down by Squadix.
Well, this blink has not paid off quite yet for old Rebel then, huh?
Nope.
And of course, one of the most frustrating things in Dota playing against Slark, because now FNG is going to run by and de-ward this, because Slark told him there's a ward there. So they'll be able to grab that a bit. And you're trying to make a comeback in a game. What do you need? Vision, so you can have the preemptive ideas of where you got to jump. But you don't get vision versus Slark, because it doesn't have to buy a gem. They can just YOLO around with some sentries and do just as well.
Yeah, and it feels even like worse, even more compounded with this kind of lineup where you're reliant on the OD catch, the hoodwink catch.
Ooh, this is their moment. This is their moment.
Oh, is he too deep? He may be too deep here. Ice Path, hammer, throw everything at him, but he got off the Shadow Dance. Now the pounce is away. Cookie to the high ground. Ob's placed down to give a bit of vision. Here a glimpse. FNG trying to play with him, and E-Blade Force Staff getting noticed a bit of distance. Really well disengaged there by VP. That was a chance for Darkside. But you see the struggles in their lineup to chase and continue fights. They don't have that overwhelming, AoE control. They rely on this poke and prod, extend things out with your OD to get stacks. And Abaddon feels like, I don't know, like a headless chicken in this game. Like, yes, you have Randy Manta, but you're against a Slark, a Zeus, and a lot of burst damage.
That's actually so infuriating. There's nothing you can do because of Dark Pact. Oh, that's so painful.
That's not fun for him.
Like, he doesn't even have a BKB and you still can't do astral setups. I wonder, like, did they just need to try and like layer things a little more? Like, what is the solution to that?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the Ice Path would hit him before he could get off Shadow Dance, but
Yeah.
he just got his spells off. Like, how does I remember testing this like 5-6 years ago.
Oh,
where,
I know.
Like OD Astral with like Arrow against Juggernaut, Blade Fury, or Lifestealer Rage and stuff like that, where you would get stunned but not take damage.
Yeah,
if you come out of Astral, you have one server tick where you're shut. Oh my god, is Abaddon just dead?
Yeah, it depends on the ability.
Yeah. Or a time wasted. Oh, I guess a necessity. And Dizzy.
Oh, Rebel.
Pounced on. They do guard the Abaddon with an Ice Path. Rebel goes for the Slark now, but he's got Shadow Dance back up again. Straight onto the OD. No BKB and Astral to buy a bit of time. Blizzy still being pummeled by the Zeus, and the Snapfire launching kisses on the OD gets the kill there. 2 more core kills. There's VP running a rough shot over this dark side area of the map. Feeling like a lost cause in game 1 now.
That's 12 permanent energy.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And yeah, it doesn't matter. They're not taking tier 2s. They cannot hit buildings. That has become abundantly clear. But they can just kill you. And so if all the heroes are dead, eventually they will whittle you down. And if you don't have the split push to make this frustrating before Virtus.pro, then it just becomes more depressing in a way. Because they're just like dragging out a win.
Yeah.
You know?
When do double catapults start? Is that 30 minutes?
35?
Is it 35?
I think
So
it's
they have to wait.
35.
Just have to wait 6 minutes then, don't they?
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, really? By all means, they could go now. Take another big team fight, sweep tier 2s. Think about that high ground with the Slark Aegis. And look at him, Kiritich, just no fear. No deaths to his name, and he pounces 1v5. Kiritich going wild. Finding Jakiro. Blizzy. Trying to zone back Notice on the rest of them, but poor old Seneko getting pounced on by the Slark in the back of the fight.
Oh, he's silenced.
FNG survived. The Slark does lose the Aegis. Dizzying, eyeing up the slot again, but Blizzy's dead. The OD running a bit of interference in the back, but Kiritici's looking healthy enough to continue fighting with the backup arriving. Static Storm's down, silencing up the Abaddon. He's got borrowed time. Seneko with another round of spells. They just don't have enough damage to fight. Into this, though, a double for Sayush. Kill the Abaddon, and this should signal the end. Roger. He's scouted,
no.
cookied, he cancelled the TP. The cookie was going to miss, it looked like, but he dies in the end regardless. A triple for this Sayush Tiny.
You think you're almost out, and then he even hits the Thunder God's Wrath. Like, you can't win. I thought maybe they get Kiritich there for just a moment. With the silences coming out, like, even though he got the Death Shroud, he still had no BKB, but no, it did not matter. The damage falls apart. They almost had Rebel coming through right at the end to attempt to help out, but you saw the E-Blade come up from Squadex, and just the control at that point. No way. And 8-2 and 19 on the Zeus, by the way, who's currently holding a haste rune and building towards eggs or bots. You know, he might not have time to buy the eggs, so he might just pick up the bots.
More money than he knows what to do with. Even the Snapfire now, third place in net worth. Picks up a 4-staff. Aghanim Scepter queued up. Ceremonial robe delivered now too.
Just saying, Sayush still has Tumblr's toy, Valve.
Yeah, this
Wanted to casually mention that.
this item's a little strong.
Gift from the tempest of battle.
I think that like Fairy Trinket is still pretty broken as well on a lot of heroes.
Yeah, that's true.
Your Storms and your Lashes
Oh,
just
back
holding
there?
these items forever. Look at that, cookie out, double pounce back in. Go Scepter. That's the E-Blade from the Zeus on the Hoodwink. Blizzy face tanking the Slog. Dark packs off the Curse of Avernus and a toss back in. Sayush puts Roger in danger. And Dizzying glimpsed back towards them with the Static Storm dropped. Another kill on the Abaddon. He just has not had a game. Bought his Radiant Man to decent timings. Kiritich died in tier 3s. Does have the Shadow Dance. And long-range artillery covering fire for the rest of them while the Tiny finds the Broodmother.
There it is.
It's over. Game 1 to VP.
Whoa. Man, that was a pretty crushing one there from Virtus.pro. Well done. Lanes, I guess they didn't necessarily like crush any of the lanes, really. It was fairly even across the board. Like, you know, they had a hard time pressuring the ABBA. Eventually, those rotations that you pointed out earlier, that was really nice. Like, the way they helped control the runes in the middle lane, I think was probably the most important thing that happened because it ended up punishing the side lanes, and that sort of started the snowball effect. And the best opportunity for Darkside was when Kiritich came mid to help clean up the fight onto Rebel, but then Blizzy had all of top. And so it's like, Brood is scary now. This is good. But they didn't have a way to connect with the Brood because the ABBA was still trying to farm a Radiance, and Rebel was like, really just like stuck mid, trying to Meteor Hammer this tower over and over. Didn't feel like he could rotate and make plays with like Astral Meteor Hammers. And so this powered up Broodmother kind of had no one to play with. And I think that's where it sort of fell apart for them.
Yeah, what's kind of funny to me, like thinking about how that game panned out, VP had Disruptor, and one of the biggest things we always used to talk about Disruptor was he's very good when he's ahead and he's chasing people and keeping things going. Darkside's entire draft felt like that. You know, if they get get the combos and they get the chase, they get one hero into another hero into another, it's like, okay, you can see how that can snowball and they build momentum. But if they don't get that and they're the ones running, they don't have any reset, they don't have any big AoE team fight, they're now reliant fully on, you know, Roger and Rebel getting just delay tactics with the catch that they've got. It was a rough one outside of the laning stage for Darkside there in game 1. And a well-deserved victory for VP.
I like seeing them just work on like some sort of a double core, like coming online a little bit earlier. I think trying to play with just like 3 heroes is pretty rough because that is what it felt like there. So just get a little bit more active. I don't know. These are all very strong players. I do think those Seneko bans were on point. Like getting rid of like the Ench and the Chen. I think that's something that they lean towards when they're in trouble and when they're like really trying to get a win. They try and build drafts around that. So I would not be surprised if we see an earlier Chen or Ench if it's not banned in this next draft.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, with some of the other bands as well, Beastmaster and Lycan gone, you could see here if Darkside added an element of Zoo to their draft. Yeah. Get a bit more of that push going, maybe things work out, but we'll see what they do. Game 2 coming your way right after this break.